Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Hi, Samantha. Hi, David. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate that. You guys are getting me. I took a shower this morning, which usually I don't take one in the morning before my live, but I did, which means I have to get through this hair. So you get a little bit of my combing through my hair. I'm going to meet my sister and my mom for lunch after my live. So, which, by the way, baby, Peanut, that means you need to get dressed, brush your hair, brush your teeth, all that jazz, please. Please, please, please. How's everybody doing today? Hello. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Ah, I don't know why I keep looking at the screen to comb my hair because it gets me all backwards. And there's, I think, probably a delay in the chat. Good morning, Amby. Hi, Maribel. How are you guys doing? While you're coming in, let me know. Hi, Michelle. How are you? I, I, I think it might be the first time I've seen you here. So hello. I'm not normally brushing my hair when I am doing a live. It's just that I took a shower this morning and I need to make sure I get like all. Hi, Lori. Hello. Hi, Karen. So nice to see you guys. I need to get all the knots out. Are you? Oh, your pantry is a mess. I know that feeling. I've been doing a lot of organizing. Hi, Terry, the past couple of weeks. Hi, Bella. So nice to see you. Hey, Laura. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Now, I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, so if you could bear with me, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, Frenchie, how are you? Hi, Dodo. Well, thank you for listening while making dinner. I appreciate it. So when we're coming in, aw, thanks. When you're coming in, let me know how you're doing. And excuse me a minute. You guys are gonna ruin my makeup. This is like my first day back at work. I'll be fine in just a minute. Thank you, Alice. Um, Hi, Vicky. How are you? Let me know, you guys, what's on your cup, and I mean, what's on your cup? What is in your cup, and what's on your hook? Hi, Ingrid. So nice to see you. Thank you, Ursula. Thank you. Give me a second. Where did my wallet pull up paper? My first day at work, I was a hot mess at first, but I got through it. Okay. Thanks, Terry. A wind spinner. What is a wind spinner? Mexican rice. That sounds yummy. How did? Oh, that's cool. That sounds super duper yummy, Ursula. Thanks for about my hair being down. It's I usually get too hot for it, so I get it always goes up. It always goes up. It's actually almost time to donate it. So what I do with my hair, you guys, is I grow it out for about 4 to 5 years, and then at the end of when I get finished growing it out, I cut it to about here. So if you guys see me pop in and I have my hair is a little bit curlier, it's about here. It's because I have donated it. So I tend to donate my hair because it's, let's see here. So if I cut it to about here, right now I have probably about that much to give. So I'm getting close to time to donate it. Ah, thank you. Hey, Jamie. Aha! You're making Whippy Chick's bathtub poops. Ooh, poo. Ooh. Hey, Jamie, I'm gonna go check my mailbox today. A yucky boost meal replacement in a cup. Oh, but is it like the chocolate drinks, Jamie? I actually love those things, and I was getting them for Jeremy for a little bit because he had to take a certain number of calories with pills. Hi, Barbara. Thanks. Thanks. It's very nice with my hair, like with my hair down. Yeah. Now, when I do finally cut it to about here, which I suspect is going to happen here in the next 6 months or so, you'll see my hair down a lot more. And then it'll start to annoy me again, and I'll wear it up a lot more. But it works with my long forehead because I got this gigantic, like what is it that Tyra Banks called it? It's a 4-finger forehead, but it's almost like a 4-finger plus forehead. Ooh, fruit flavored? I can't stand that fruit flavored stuff. No, 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 no. I'm with you on that one. Only if it's chocolate. Hey, Evelyn. So nice to see you. It's lovely to see you. Hi, Lena. How are you? Or is it? So it says Lena's Design Rita. Hello from Norway. So are you Rita or are you Lena? Ambi. Yes, you have beautiful hair, Ambi. So I know you know what I'm talking about there. I know. Oh, Kathy, and I missed something. Oh, hey, Mel. Oh my God, Mandy, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. What'd you say? Vodka in your cup. Kathy Ann, look, I ain't gonna judge. I ain't gonna judge. Not at all. There's some mornings that we need to have some vodka in our cup. And Wanda says, I actually went through your town. Oh, you did. Oh, thank you. You know what? And I know that you had reached out to me for us to meet up. Not a good time. So I would have, just not the best time for me. Um, so Vicky's got water in her cup and a shawl on her hook. Hey, honey, can you get me my project bag with the blanket that I've been working on so I can show? I forgot it over there. Deneen, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's what, the purple one? No, 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 no. The little black bag. It feels a little. My hair feels a little frizzy. Um, Lori says my kids say it's a 5 head. Oh yeah, 5. Thank you so much, Granny. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ursula. I know you're Ursula. Oh, Ambi, of course. You have beautiful hair. David's like, who had vodka? Come and sit by me. Lori says, my kids say it's a 5 head when someone has a lots of space between eyebrows and hairline. Yes, and I've always had that right there. I don't have necessarily a long face, but I've always had that. But my husband used to tell me it's a sign of intelligence. Hi, Anish. How are you? So nice to see you guys. Hello, hello. I am so glad that you joined me, Anish. Thank you so much. You have a surprise for me. Oh, I have to watch it on YouTube? Well, I will do that, but not right now. Sissy, hi. Oh, thanks, Sissy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Lori's arguing with you, David. No, the vodka drinker's going to sit by her. But you guys, thank you so much for being here. So Alice has cider party at my place. That's right. She has some cider to share. So in my cup is my normal coffee with my thank you, Enzy. Thank you so much. What is Splenda and sugar-free caramel flavoring. You know, the syrup that they pump in there. So thank you, Anish. Okay, well, I will have to go and check that out. Thank you so much. Hi, Yarn Moods. Thanks. I'm so glad that you're here. I appreciate it. Hi, Kova. How are you? I'm switching from coffee to vitamin water, trying to wean off drinking Monsters. Oh, that's going to be tough as I sip on my Diet Mountain Dew. I should switch to water, but I don't. And I have no idea if I have any intention of doing that. Maybe one day. Not today. um, oh, thank you, David. Oh, thank you. Stop making me cry. I can't. My makeup won't put up with it. Okay. All right. So to distract myself, I'm going to show you guys what I'm working on. So it's another star blanket because, honestly, these blankets, they hide mistakes. When you're working in a circle, it hides mistakes a lot better than if you go back and forth, right? So, and I started this in the middle of everything, and I needed to make sure. So I found out that my niece is due. I knew that she was pregnant. I mean, I suspected. When I say I suspected, I saw some pictures, but it wasn't like officially announced to me. But I I ended up finding out that she is due next month. Next month. So I need to make her a blanket, and I'm gonna make a star blanket. And what I'm using, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm about to do this. This is so gross, but either you're gonna hear me blow my nose or you're gonna hear me suck and snot. And I'd much rather you hear me blow my nose. So give me just a minute. I'm so sorry. Hi, Jamie's Hooked. How are you? Kathy says, I don't really. She was faking all of y'all out. She doesn't really have vodka in her cup. There's none in the house. Yeah, so this is, oh gosh. I want to say Hooked by Robin. This is her design. And I love it so much. This is going to be, well, when I finish this, it'll be the second blanket I finished, but I had already started on this one, which I'm going to go back to after I finish the baby blanket, but this one's going to be bigger. This is one that I'm making for my mom. So, and it's the same design. It's just, this is an ombre, meant to be an ombre. I love this yarn, by the way. This is like gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. Do you guys see that? It's so beautiful. It's Starry Nights by Lion Brand, I think it's called. Super gorgeous. It is not as soft as the tweed that I did for the first blanket, but I think after it gets washed, it will be just as soft, you guys. It's gorgeous. So let me put that back in there. So that one's meant to be an ombre, whereas this one is a variegated yarn. So you see it's got the crazy patches of color. It's going to look pretty patriotic, but she's having a little boy, so it worked out well. And I'm using Lion Brand, the ice cream big scoop. So it's meant to have enough in this one skein of yarn to make a baby blanket, which that's pretty accurate because you need about 1,000 yards to make a baby blanket, and this has 1,117 yards. So that is what I'm working on. So and in my cups I have, on this side I have Diet Mountain Dew, and on this side I have my coffee. Now you guys might think, oh my gosh, all that caffeine, Melanie. I actually drink my coffee at half strength from what most people drink it. Because my tummy can't handle any more than that. You hang this up. Oh, you guys, I need to show you this. Judy sent me this, and she sent one for my daughter too. But look how beautiful this is. Oh, it's hard to see. Hang on. So do you guys see how gorgeous this is? Look at that. That's so beautiful. So Judy sent me that. A little hug from Judy. I love it. I love it. And I'm missing what you guys are saying. Hi, Katrina. So nice to see you here. It's my leave-in conditioner. Thanks. So Alice is saying we need some more thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. Mandy says, I wish I liked coffee. I need some. Oh, yeah. No, if I didn't like coffee, ooh. Now, granted, I don't like straight up coffee. I like coffee with, sweetener and flavoring in it. So, hey, yeah, I thought that was so sweet, Amby. Exactly. Oh, Crafty Moon. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Crafty Moon says she needs to make a star blanket. I love that star blanket. I really, really do. And the one that I'm making for my mom, she intends on putting on the back of her big couch in the living room. So it'll kind of drape over the back of her couch. I think that's going to be gorgeous. And likely she'll have me make another one for her smaller couch. Uh, Yes, Hooked by Robin. Yeah, exactly, Deneen. It's a Hooked by Robin pattern. If you look up 12-point star blanket on YouTube, you know what? Actually, let me just do that for you guys. I am going to send the link. 12-point star crochet blanket. All right, and I am going to ask my question, you guys. My questions, like I normally do. It's going to be a normal Saturday. I am also going to have a giveaway. Um, let's see. So there's two top ones. So there's the Bella Coco, which doesn't have the ridge work that the Hooked by Robin one does. I really, really love the ridge work. I love that detail. But give me just a moment here and let me get you guys a link. And I keep making this blanket because I love it. I love the pattern so much. Hi, Lacey. How are you? Lacey says, I really like Hooked by Robin tutorials. She tends to use DK weight, which I prefer these days. She's awesome. Yeah. And I will tell you with this blanket, you can use whatever weight you want. It doesn't matter. Just know that you need to have different amounts or different hook sizes because you just follow the pattern itself. Like for example, she uses I think a 4 millimeter hook and maybe a worsted weight in the video, but I have used a worsted weight with a 6 millimeter because I wanted it more drapey. This one that I'm doing right now, I'm using with a 5 millimeter, and then the one for my mom, I'm using a 5.5 millimeter. So, and that's a DK weight. The one, I believe it's a DK weight. Let me look because I don't want to be lying to you. Somebody just texted me, and I'm sorry. I'm meeting my mom and my sister after this, so I need to make sure that it's not from. That hasn't come through on my phone yet. That's weird. Hang on a minute. Uh, I'm sorry. She's asking me if I want stuff. She's trying to give me, when she gets extra stuff, she gives it to me. Uh, so when my mom does spring cleaning, I get stuff. Excuse me for that. That was a little rude, but she's coming down here, and I needed to answer that so that she has the answer before I come down here. My hair is really frizzing up. It's driving me crazy. So it's about to go up. Who was your favorite famous Tom? Ambi, I love it when you ask questions. Who is your favorite famous Tom? Hi, Judy. I was just showing off this beautiful shawl. This is the one I picked for me. The virus. I think it's the virus shawl. This one, it's so beautiful. It was the bigger one. And I gave the smaller one to my daughter, which you guys, if you haven't looked at my community tab, there's a picture of my daughter wearing it on the community tab. It's absolutely gorgeous. But look how beautiful that is. So, so beautiful. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. And like you said, it's a nice little hug each time I wear it. So thank you. Judy says, I made a mini version of that blanket for a lovey. Oh, that's such a good idea. I love that idea. Why did I never think of that? That's an amazing idea. What? Amazing, amazing idea. Because I was just thinking of doing because I have another lovey to make. I've got the little head, and the ones that they say can go on a hat. I like them better on a lovey. But I was getting my rubber band, you guys, because this is driving me a little crazy. What was I saying? I don't know. It's gone. Okay, so the answers for the Tom question. Oh, wait. Oh, hang on. No, no. So you guys, you know what? So I'm sorry, Ursula. Ursula asked me the stuff that you get when mom is cleaning, is that yarn stuff? Actually, no. I am the only person in my family that crochets. I am the only one that crochets. I am self-taught from books in the 90s, the mid to late 90s. And yeah, so I'm the only one that crochets. And I was hoping to pass the tradition on to my daughter. She has no interest, which is okay. She is interested in sewing, which will my sister used to make quilts. She hasn't in a while because just there's reasons for it, but that's her story to tell, not mine. And so she is going to give her sewing machine to my daughter because the one that we found at Walmart, it ended up it needed a new motor. So I called a local sewing shop. Yes, we have in this little itty bitty town that of mine has a local yarn shop and a local sewing shop, which I love so much, and fabric shop. So the local sewing shop does do sewing machine repairs. So I called them and said, "Hey, can you just give me a ballpark figure of what it would cost to repair this particular sewing machine with this problem?" And they said, "For us to just get in there and clean it is $80. Plus, it sounds like it needs a new motor, and that would be an additional cost." I'm like, never mind. We'll just buy a new one. So that's what's up. All right. And I'm behind on a chat as always, so please forgive me. I'm going to try and catch up now. Okay, so some favorite Toms are Tom Selleck, uh, and Alina, which I bet you it's Rita, and I may have missed that. Thank you, Judy. I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. Judy says you're welcome, Mel. I love the virus shawl. Isn't it gorgeous? Jamie says it's definitely not Thomas the Tank Engine. Oh my gosh, I got a story about Thomas the Tank Engine. I'll get into that in a minute. I got a story. And who starts a conversation like that? Who says I got a story about Thomas the Tank Engine? Right? But I got one. And Ursula says, "Oh yes, Tom Selleck for me too. I could not think of a famous Tom. Oh my goodness. For me, it is uh hang on.
Mine's either Felton or Hiddleston. Tom?
Ooh, Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston. Yes. Yes. I'm liking that, Tom. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. Have you done the star? No, I have not done the star blanket with blanket yarn. I do have some cream, like a huge bin full of cream blanket yarn because my mom, when she originally asked me to do a blanket, she got way too specific, and I was trying to appease her, and it was taking me forever. Anyway, I bought all this cream blanket yarn to make her something, and it never happened. So now I need to make something else with it. Um, wait. This is Ambi says I stole that question, the Tom question from Desola Designs. Because David was saying, I saw that question somewhere else, and my answer was Thomas Arne, a great British composer of the Baroque age. That's it. I was trying to think of Tom Hanks because he just seems like one of the nicest people. But Tom Hiddleston. I forgot his name was Tom. Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hanks because he came through our town, stopped for In-N-Out, and bought everyone their food on the spur of the moment. I wasn't there, but it made people in our area I imagine it made everybody so happy. That's amazing.
I forgot about Tom Hanks.
Huh? You forgot about Tom Hanks? Isn't he just seems like one of the nicest people. I'm talking to Peanut, you guys. I bought 80 of those DMC hats to make into loveys. Yay! Are you going to donate some or are you going to sell them? I know you sell. So, are you going to do both? But you're making them all into loveys. See, I don't like them as hats. I think having a little critter up on top of your head looks a little funny to me, but I love them as loveys. I think they make amazing loveys. There's Tom Cruise and Tom Hanks, which I like Tom Cruise, but if I had to choose between an actor and you know, I like his Tom Cruise's work, some of his work. Like one of my favorite movies of all time is Legend, and of course that's got Tom Cruise in his younger days, but I think he's. I don't agree with some of the things that he does, some of his beliefs. Student of University, Tim Hardy, yum yum, or Tom Hardy, not Tim, Tom Hardy, yum yum. Student universities, YT. I think I missed something there. Lacey says, "Oh, I absolutely love quilts. If I wasn't obsessed with crochet, I'd deep dive into quilting." Yes, and my sister used to love quilting. Really, honestly, she just she to put it simply, her first marriage wasn't the best, and when she quilts, it brings her back to her first marriage, and so she's lost interest in it. Um, so what she did instead, which is totally awesome, I love it, is she picked up learning how to play the guitar. Now, you guys understand, my sister took over my mom's business that my mom runs. You know, if I could just twist my hair and have it do that, I would love it, but it's not going to stay that way. Anyway, I was trying to braid it, but it wasn't working out for me. So into the bun it goes. But I got a new rubber band, and you know how it is with new rubber band, girls. I know you know. It's got to stretch a little bit without stretching too much, right? So I'm in that mode. I have a new rubber band. All right, and I look tired now. You guys made me look tired. I cried away some of my makeup. Y'all suck. No, I'm just kidding. I love y'all. I'm so kidding. I'm so kidding. Um, Hi, Veronica. I saw you pop in, and I've been going back and forth in the chat. So, hi. So nice to see you. And you guys, I'm going to ask one of the questions while I'm working through chat, because you know how it goes. If I wait until I get through everything to work through chat, we're never going to ask a question. So, my next question is, huh? Okay, what is the most important thing to remember daily that you haven't been able to? And I do have an answer to this, but the question is, what is the most important thing daily that you haven't been able to? Tom McDonald. I'm not sure who that is. Oh my goodness. So Amby says, oh my goodness, our local yarn shop and local fabric shop closed years and years ago. And I am so shocked that it's still good here because it is. You guys, I live in a tiny, tiny town. I forget what was the population here?
Like 4,009.
Okay, so just over 4,000 people. It might have gone up since the pandemic because a lot of people moved to smaller towns. And it's in this little area, it's the biggest town. Well, no, maybe not the biggest, but a lot of people come from up the mountain down into because so I live in the middle of the Smoky Mountains, and the town that I live in is in the valley. So, which means that we have some of the most amazing views, you guys, the most amazing views. And that's actually my answer to that question. So, my answer to the question is, what is the most important thing to remember daily that you haven't been able to is gratitude. Gratitude for where I live, gratitude for the people in my life, gratitude for you guys. I try to remember that daily, and sometimes I'm not as successful with that. So just gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Number one. Um, now, so anyway, I do that. I interrupted myself. So the views in my town are phenomenal. I can't express that enough. They are just, and I can go out and record the views or take pictures of the views, but it's not going to give you that full like 360 like just view that I see. You're going to see a little piece of it, just a little tiny piece of it. um, but it's amazing. Now, anyway, so I live in the valley, and it's one of the bigger cities. So a lot of people up the mountain come down to our town to get to certain things. So there's because if you live further up the mountain, what's going to happen is you don't have much fast food. I think you might get a Subway if you're lucky. There's a lot of restaurants in most of the towns as you're going up, but um, not many chain restaurants. And as far as things like Walmart or Home Depot or stuff like that, they're not up there. Now you get Ace Hardwares, but Ace is not as big as say like a Lowe's or something like that. Speaking of Lowe's, I wanted to share something about Lowe's with you guys that may make you choose which hardware store you're going to choose in the future. Um, and then I still have the Thomas the Tank Engine story to tell you guys. So, what? All right, let me read some comments and then I'll get into that. Um, 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 um. Drinking enough water. Yes, that's a great one. Yes, yeah, exactly. 4,000 people. It's a tiny little town that I live in, but I kind of love it. Local thrift store. I'm not sure what that answer was for. Most important thing to remember daily that I have not been able to appreciate your good health. Yes, that is so true. So true. Spending the day with my daughter. Wanted to pop in and say hello. Well, thank you so much, Live and Stitches. I so appreciate you. Mwah, thank you. Thank you. Hope you all have an amazing day. Hi, Charlene. I'm doing better today than I was yesterday, and that's all that I can ask for. So thank you so much. Carol's in the house. She says, hello, everyone. My first live with you. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. Totally. I have incredibly thick, long hair. Yep. My hair's thinned out a little bit with age, but Ambi, I got another story there. Golly, I'm just building up the stories here. So let's start with the Thomas the Tank Engine story. So, Peanut's over there giggling because she knows what I'm about to tell you. So my I don't know if in certain towns. So I lived in Orlando for a while, and in that area, there Thomas the Tank Engine was coming to visit, right? So they had this big thing. It was right around Halloween, sometime in the fall. It was late fall, and so we went there, and they had other things besides just Thomas the Tank Engine because honestly, it's a train. There's only so much hoopla you can have around it. They had T-shirts and stuff they were selling it to one side, and then they had this little hay, like a little mini maze for the kids to run through. And at the time, my daughter was probably about 4, maybe 5, and so I said to my sister, and my brother-in-law at the time, "Hey, I'm gonna go get her a T-shirt for Thomas the Tank Engine. Can you keep an eye on her for me, please?" So I went to go get the T-shirt, came back, looked around. My daughter's nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Yeah, and as a parent, that is one of the scariest moments in your whole entire life. So nowhere to be found, and I'm spinning and doing. So I'm doing this little spin, and I'm clocking like on every 5 minutes, trying to see if I see her, and I'm calling her name. My sister thinks I'm panicking, but and perhaps it is some level of panic. But I was clocking every like when you're on a clock and you're spinning. I was clocking at about every 5 minute mark to see if I could see her and calling her name. And meanwhile, my sister's darting around. She has more movement in her panic than I do, and we both spot her in the middle of the road. Um, Looking at Thomas the Tank Engine, so excited, and she is totally oblivious. But yeah, she's in the middle of the street, and so my sister tears after her. My sister's always been faster than me. She's taller, and I am not the fastest person in the world, and I'm okay with it. I am the type of person that kind of looks around and enjoys the roses. And even when I'm propelled to be fast, there's other people faster than me. So my sister goes tearing after her, falls in the parking lot, face plants, gets a concussion going after my daughter. And I finally get to her and scoop her up, and everything was fine. But yeah, one of the scariest moments of my life. So my sister likes to remind Peanut over here that she got a concussion over her love for her. So, yeah, that she reminds her just every once in a while, not every 10 years, just to let her know, hey, I got a concussion for you. So I'm going to read some more comments and then I'm going to go into a couple of other stories, which hopefully I can remember what stories I was going to, hopefully maybe Peanut can help me. Um, Until I heard this question and started reading the comments, I didn't realize how many famous Toms there are, right? Right? To appreciate good health. All right, I'm going back down. I'm reading stuff. I am grateful for everything I get to do with my dad. That is amazing. Yes, appreciate every moment you have. Drinking enough water. Yeah, I get that. Reading the Bible and praying. That's so true. I think the rat race, makes us forget to stop and appreciate the good things. Yes, that's and true. Or and my hair's falling. Stretch out my thing. Yeah, it does. It does. Just all the things you have to do in everyday life. It makes you stop being grateful like you should be, and so it's good to remember to be grateful even for the little things. Need to remember daily. Food is for fuel, not for fun. What? What? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk, Lori. What do you mean? Crazy talk. To drink water is one of mine too. That's what Ambi says. And Ursula says, LOL to Lori. Wanda says, I love the mountains of North Carolina. Yes, Wanda. And the drive from where I live all the way to Asheville is a beautiful, beautiful drive. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, hang on. She was in the end. She's okay. Trust me, she's okay. She got whiplash and a concussion. Yeah, she's okay in the end. Absolutely. Oh, thanks. Yes, if you could remember to hit the thumbs up for me, I really, really appreciate it. It helps me out. And Jamie says, I agree with your health answers 100%, Ursula. Ace is the place for the helpful heart for your helpful hardware. Yes. Hi, Bev. It's so nice to see you. I did get the note from you, and I appreciate it so much. I have not responded to everything like I should. It was hard for me to keep up. So I just want to say thank you so much, Bev. I appreciate it. To be kind to myself, I am my worst judge. Hubby tells me to stop being so hard on me. Yes, I agree with that. We are all our own worst enemy when it comes to, we feel like we can do better, we can be better, we can, just on and on. So I agree with that. Dallas says, ignore the comments and please tell that Thomas the Tank Engine story. We need to know, right? Okay, so what other stories? There's two other things I was going to tell you, and I've already done forgot. Do you remember, Ro? Are you even listening to me? Nope. She doesn't remember. She wasn't listening to me. Yes, Orlando, Disney Town, exactly. And honestly, I did go to Disney. We went to Disney once when my daughter was 5, and that was an amazing time. I'm going to tell y'all, if you're trying to decide when to take if you have little ones, when to take your kids to Disney, I think 5 was the best age to take her. I really do, because it's still magical, and she will appreciate it. So I think 5, somewhere between, honestly, I think between like 4 and 7 is a great age. But yeah, we went for her 5th birthday, and it was an amazing time, an amazing time. Amy says, at one time I was only drinking water, nothing else. I was more active. Don't know what I weighed, but I wore a size large. Have ballooned up to a 2XL, girl. We ain't even gonna go there. But yeah, drinking water and being active, I think, helps, and also makes your skin beautiful. But you have beautiful skin anyway, Andy. You really do. But it really helps with your skin. 10 out of 12. Now I'm 18 and 8. Oh, you used to wear 10, 12. Now you're an 18, 20 clothing size. I feel you, girl. I feel you. And stuff like that sneaks up on you. He says, "Oh my goodness, I think you were talking about my sister's story." Yeah. And yes, my sister was or the Thomas the Tank Engine story. Yeah, I know. It's just my daughter was standing in the middle of the road, but it sounds like my sister was run over by a car, whiplash, and a concussion. Wow. Yes, I agree. But no, she just fell, but she fell onto pavement, so it wasn't like it was a fall on the grass. It was onto pavement, and she was running at full force to get to my daughter, and that's why she ended up with whiplash. And because of the whiplash, it caused a concussion. So yeah, that was. Yeah, a fun day. Food is medicine for many things. Amen to that. And Lacey says, "Oh, I'm a slowpoke too. We are so underappreciated, aren't we?" Right? Yes, we're the ones that stop and smell the roses. So we're the ones that go slow enough to see all the beauty and in the everyday things. Amen to that. Yes. Thank you. Oh, so Ruby lives in Monroe. Monroe's not that far from me, if I remember right. Hang on, let me check ways. You guys, I've smiled more in this chat than I have in a while. Monroe. Oh, it's 159 miles away. So a little bit, but not that bad. I mean, it's probably about the same distance from me that Asheville is, maybe a little bit more. Lori says, "So Thomas the Train, not a fave. Understandable, right?" No, no, not a fave anymore. I'm starting to drive. I'm here. Oh, I'm listening. Thank you, Veronica, for listening. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Oh yes, the story of Lowe's. Okay, that was the other thing too. So, uh, my husband worked for Lowe's, and I had to call and report his death to them. And one of the things I was worried about is, and it wasn't a huge worry, but it was just another expense that I was going to have to accrue. Was that while I kind of evened everything out with him being gone, um, so I had to call them and tell them that he passed, and they told me that so they're going to take me off of the Lowe's insurance, but they're going to put me on the Cobra insurance, which here in the U.S. Cobra is the insurance that helps bridge the gap between jobs or between things, right? So anytime you leave a place, they have to offer Cobra insurance, which is outside of their normal insurance. What Lowe's is doing is they are going to pay for that Cobra insurance for myself and my daughter for 1 year. They are paying for it. So that is an expense that I don't have to accrue until everything has settled out, which is, you guys who live in America, you know how expensive health insurance can be. So that is amazing. That saves me about $370 a month, um, that I don't have to pay for, because I could have easily moved over to health insurance with my company, but instead they're going to take care of it. So you guys said I found that to be phenomenal, a pleasant surprise, and an amazing thing to be done by the company. And they've done other things that have just been amazing. There was one day when he obviously needed to adjust his meds. You guys, my husband has had some mental things going on for about 4 years now. So he obviously needed to adjust his meds. And they didn't fire him because he was acting wonky. What they ended up doing is they brought him home because they didn't want him to drive home. So they brought him home and said, "You cannot come back to work until your doctor says you can," because there was something obviously going on with him. So we got it corrected and he got back to work. And he worked for 1 day and then he fell and hurt his back and so on and so forth. Um, But I wanted to let you know that they did that. It was really kind of amazing. And then there was one more thing I was going to tell you, and I don't remember what it was. You guys, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Second, the be kind to ourselves comment. I'm not good at that. Yes, we are, and it's so funny how detrimental your internal dialogue can be. And it's so wonderful. I'm telling you, it's so wonderful to have friends and a circle around you that tells you that your internal dialogue is a lie. You know, I mean, they may not hear what's going on in your head, but they know how you think. So it's so wonderful to have those kind of people surrounding you. It's amazing. Um, Yes, exactly. That's the other thing too. So Ursula commented, and the child is old enough to remember the visit to Disney if they're older than 4, like you say, 5 or more. Exactly, and she remembers it, and she remembers it so fondly. And I don't think I'm speaking out of turn. That's like one of your favorite memories is that 5th birthday,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, you're absolutely correct on that one. Our sons were 8 and 5 when we took them to Disneyland, and they loved it. Yes, exactly. And they're not so young that they get scared of the characters. Because we did go to, we had passes while we lived in Orlando, and I lived there for 5 years, to Universal Studios. So we did go there before she turned 4, like when she was 3, or before she turned 5. So like she's 3 or 4, and she was scared to death of the characters. But at 5 they start to lose that fear a little bit, which is nice. As you know, around that, somewhere around that age, they start to lose that fear a little bit. And you guys, hey Julie, hi. I am so far up in the comments, you guys. I may have to skip comments. And by the way, you guys, so yesterday I got pretty much through the whole day without crying. Yesterday was probably the first day. And then you guys made me cry this morning, and now I'm at day 1 again. So um but I almost cried when I got something sweet in the mail from Julie. So thank you, Julie. I haven't sent you a personal note, but thank you, thank you. Um Yeah, Lacey says, "Oh, that's so kind of them. I love a company that appreciates their employees." Absolutely. You can't. Lowe's is great. Yeah, hi, Ginger. I didn't see you pop in either. Yes, I agree, Karen. It is amazing. There was a whole year, Julie, a whole year. It is so unbelievably generous. I'm so grateful, and then things will be able to settle, and hopefully I'll have his life insurance by then, and which, by the way, I may not get his life insurance for about 6 months, so we'll see. Um, just because his death is pending, is listed as pending. You guys, I'm reaching over here. I'm not hiding from you. I promise. I promise. I'm just, my hair's a mess. What? What? I'll get it under control maybe one day. Ambi understands. I know you do. Which, you guys, I call Ambi, but her name is really Amber. I got so used to calling her Ambi, and I'm having a hard time not calling her Ambi. All right. Uh, okay. All that groaning is me leaning over to get this because I haven't shown you guys this yet, and we are 50 minutes in. What? What? Again, you guys, thank you everybody for being here today. I appreciate y'all so much. I all my lives, every Saturday morning, I do a little giveaway at the end of it. Now, the catch is you do need to have been active in the chat within the past 5 minutes of me doing the drum roll. And then you also need to, well, that's it. That's it. You just need to have been active. I do send this stuff out internationally because they're small things. So anyway, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and show you what you can pick from for if you win the drawing today. All right. So this is their felt ball coasters. You can win those, and the 3-layered tassel, which I actually have mine on. This Julie gave to me for Christmas. Thanks, Julie. And I'm behind in the comments. I know. I'm probably not going to get all the comments today. And if I miss yours and you really want me to see it, then just repeat it until I see it, okay? And say, Melanie. Anyway, I have that tassel hanging on this little yard or project like drum from that I got from Julie for Christmas. All right, and then so these patriotic star buttons, by patriotic I mean USA patriotic. All right, and then this beautiful, which I know David likes, giant button. See, it's a very big button, very very big button. And I learned that from Ginger. You put it next to your head so you can really see the size. All right, and then 3 wooden buttons, um, little kitty heads, and then magical unicorns. That reminds me, I haven't seen Crystal in chat for a little while. I have to check on her and see how she's doing. And these beautiful flowers, and the fireflies, little forest babies, and the kitty cats, their whole bodies. So you get to pick one of those items, and then I will mail it off to you. And honestly, it's so funny is you don't realize what a person does in your life until they're not doing it anymore. So it's taken me a little bit longer to get to the post office than I used to, because I used to say, "Oh, thank you, Veronica. I appreciate you so much." I'll probably see it as I scroll down. Thank you. Um, but you neglect to anyway, the post office. That's what I was saying. But the post office. So I get to it now about once a week. So just to let you know, it may not get shipped out until the end of the week or something. But I will ship it to you. I promise. Um, Ambi is saying about Lowe's. Oh my goodness, thank the Lord. Yes, amen to that. Absolutely. Um, and a lot of people are saying it's yeah. And once I found that out and I told my family, we said, well, guess we know where we're going to go first for any of our hardware or appliance needs. Lowe's. That's where we're going to go. All right, you guys, my hair is starting to be really really crazy. Oh, you know what I used to do? I think I'll be able to do it. I used to actually tie it in a knot, so I think it's long enough to do that right now. All right. Yes, Ursula, it is such a blessing. I agree. I absolutely agree. All right, let me see if I can get it. Ah, all right, that might help a little bit. All right. Lacey says, that is so kind of them. I love accompanying the, and I read that earlier. So hi, Julie. Judy says, hi, Julie. And you guys, I'm so far behind in the chat. I'm getting there. I feel really good about the $75 on plant stuff I bought at Lowe's the other day. Amen to that. Yes, they're pretty amazing. And I don't know, Ace Hardware and Home Depot and places like that may be just as great. But my experience was with Lowe's, and that was just so amazing. Yes, go Lowe's, right, Maribel? Thank you. Ursula says, "Oh wow, it sounds like the staff at Lowe's are really understanding." Yes, they were. They were amazingly understanding. He had a few ups and downs there. He actually got really angry with them, and this was all part of the what I had to deal with a little bit with his mental stuff that he was going on. But he quit, and he was in a state in his life where he was quitting stuff without having something else lined up, and um, so I was the one that would be like, no, you're not quitting. You're gonna march your butt back into Lowe's. You're gonna apologize for whatever happened, and you're gonna figure out how to get your job back. And they took him back. They took him back. So I will always appreciate Lowe's. I will appreciate my local Lowe's absolutely and completely. And I've had a few of the employees there reach out to me personally about some stuff, and it's just They have been amazing. Really, really amazing. Yeah, Lori says, "Wow, that's amazing, Liz. I'm definitely going to share with people and taking into consideration next time I need something, I can get there." Exactly. Thank you, Lori. I had to share, you guys. It's just so amazing. Hi, MZ. You were talking about the views of the valley where you are. Okay, yeah, that. Oh my gosh, the views. Oh, MZ, I know. I've been interrupting myself so much, and I've only asked one question. I need to ask another question. Oh, we need people to help us, people who can tell you those thoughts you're entertaining are toxic and incorrect, and I can so relate to that. Yes, Ursula. And you know what? You, Ursula, are amazing at that. Because I have in my live chat said something about like I need my eyebrows or something like that. And you were the person to be like, you are gorgeous as you are, Mal. Shut it. But you can get tattooed eyebrows if you want. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say it in so many words, but you're amazing at that, Ursula. Uh, yes, you know what? I do have a scrunchie that I made. That's such a good idea. I need to do that. I have a bunch that I made. I've been meaning to put them on eBay and I haven't yet. And I'm sorry, that's in response to Amby's put it in a ponytail and then twist it into a bun and close it with a scrunchie. Yes, I need to do that. I used to tie it in a knot on top of my head, which I may do that, but it's starting to hurt up here because this is a sign, you guys. I know when it's time to donate my hair is it starts to get pull here and hurt, and yeah. Anyway, long thick hair problems, right? Hi, Consuelo. So nice to see you. Hello, hello. I would tie my hair in a knot, but it would probably slip right out. So cool that you can do that with your lovely hair. Thank you, Granny D. And hello, I didn't see hi to you. Hello, hello. Maribel, thank you so much. I missed you guys, but I needed time to process. And as you saw this morning when you first came on, it gets a little tough for me, especially, um, uh, especially when I don't accept love and care as well as I should. Does that make sense? And so I get touched. So I get emotional. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and maybe that's everybody. I get touched and I get emotional in that respect. Oh my God, Amby. Oh, but I relate so much. I think you said something about being a unicorn, and now you're saying now I'm dating some more of a rhino, a chubby unicorn. Oh. Lacey has to help out for an hour, but we'll be here if you guys are still here. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I know I missed a lot of comments, you guys, but I'm going down to the bottom because otherwise I will never catch up. Goodness gracious. Suzanne says you guys have that long, lovely hair. I put it in braids. So many beautiful hair tutorials. Yes, I have to be careful. And I do put it in a braid. I have to. Sometimes it doesn't look right with my big old forehead. Mel in the same way. I don't do good with attention myself. Exactly, Karen. It's not unappreciative. It's just that I get so touched, and I hate to show emotion like that. Actually, it's funny because I was at my mom's, and it was the day after, or the day of, because it was in the wee morning, um, and he came by to visit. My mom's pastor came by to visit Pastor Dan, and I was still raw, so raw, and give me a minute. He was so sweet, and all I wanted to do was just run away from him because of my emotions. So, but he was incredibly, incredibly sweet. Just remembering how raw I was makes me emotional. So, anyway, gonna move on to the next question. You guys, so sorry again. going to ask the next question. Well, I'll ask it of you, but I'm not going to answer it. I think I've answered it. I think it's been obvious for the past like 2 weeks.
It's 12 o'clock.
So the next question on the list is, by the way, it's 12 o'clock, you guys, in case you didn't know. My computer wanted to let you know. All right, so the next question is, what help could you most use that you haven't asked for? What help could you most use that you haven't asked for? You guys are incredibly sweet. Aw, thank you. Okay, so Carol was saying earlier, I have bipolar disorder. I have two amazing friends that have been here for me. And my husband, one of his disorders was bipolar 2. So I never dealt with the manic. That's what bipolar 2 is. You just get the really bad depression. So just so you know, his mental issues that he had bipolar 2 with schizoaffective disorder. And so there was ups and downs with that. Anyway, I have two amazing friends that have been there for me. Excuse me, hang on. I need to calm my butt down. So give me a minute. I hate not talking. I like to keep the talking going, but I need to calm down. Okay. So Kara Clark says, I have two amazing friends that have been there for me in the last 15 years. They've never let me down. Have never given up on me. I'm so grateful for these two women. Oh my gosh, that Carol is so amazing, and that's so hard to find. So hard to find. I'm so grateful for you for that. That's just amazing. Thank you, Trey Scott. Howard, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Um, hey, Jen, how are you? I finally fall into the OCD bracket. I hear you on the wild emotion roller coaster. Amen to that, right? Right? Oh, Maribel, you and me both, right? I need help asking for help. Ah, right? Because you get, I have this strong independent streak. Thanks, Amy. Thanks. So, Amby, yeah, I love it. I love that you say that. We just know that he's in peace now. Whoa, hang on a minute. I didn't want my life to be about this, so excuse me. Y'all get to hear me blow my nose again. Yay! Live on camera. Y'all are going to get to hear me blow my nose. I'm going to make it through this. I swear to God, I'm going to make it through this. um, Look, I'm getting so the reason why I'm hitting my eyes. I'm getting all this black stuff. It's my my probably my mascara. You guys are gonna make me redo my makeup. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. Woo. So Lori says I'm pretty good at asking for help. Getting someone to give it can be challenging, especially when it comes from when it comes to housework. Oh my gosh, yes. 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 Thanks, Laura. Thank you. Yes, I do. um, you know why? Because toilet paper is cheaper than tissues. And I picked up that habit from when I would get like major allergy attacks when I lived in Augusta. Yeah, I lived in Augusta too. I would get these horrible. I would have bad allergies for like a month and a half, and it just got too expensive to keep up with buying tissues all the time. It was way too expensive. So roll of toilet paper, and you know what? Another tip, by the way, for that, Vaseline. Why? Because you're gonna need it for your lips and for your nose right here. You're gonna need Vaseline. So that's my helpful tip for the day. Thank you, Ginger. Uh, Wimpy, that is funny. Toilet paper, yeah. It's just a habit. I'm so independent. I hate asking for help at anything. Thank you, Wanda. I get that. I get that. And the same way, our younger son has been diagnosed with bipolar, also has PTSD and severe anxiety. We just do what we can to support him, and that's all you can do. And I'm going to tell you too, Judy, and this may not be him, but I know with my husband, they lash out at the ones that support them, and but it's not just remember that it's coming from a place of deep, 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 deep depression. So, and I was in a good place with that, you guys. Totally in a good place with that. So Divergent Crafter says, I see I'm not the only one that uses TP instead of Kleenex. I need a whole roll, not an expensive box. Amen to that. Yes. Yes. And that's why I use toilet paper instead. It was so funny. My mom, the first couple of days, my mom, she's like, we can get you some Kleenex if you want. I'm like, don't even bother. Don't even bother. I'll just get my roll of toilet paper and get my Vaseline, because your nose gets chapped from blowing your nose. Your nose gets chapped. That's why I say Vaseline. And then because I'm using it on my nose, I just use it on my lips too. Thank you, Vicky. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And Ursula says, yes, we also have toilet paper instead of tissues because it's cheaper. Exactly. And what got me going a little bit there, Ginger says, we're all crying too. All of our makeup is off now. I still have some of it, but my nose, oh my gosh, how pink my nose is, right? I'm going to go to lunch with my mom and my sister, and they're going to be like, what happened? I'm like, those people in my chat, they were so nice. Gosh darn it. Uh, Okay, so Judy says yes, Mel. We have experienced that from him. Yeah, it's so not easy. So not easy. But just remember where it's coming from. It's not coming from here. It's not coming from here. It's coming from here. And I know that that may not seem like a big difference, but it really is. Um, Aw. Ambi says, I grieve for her being gone every single day, but no tears, no idea why. Don't be surprised at that. You probably internalize. And I'm going to tell you, I actually internalize a lot, despite what you're seeing right now. I internalize a lot, and my daughter actually internalizes even more, which she just went into her room. So I don't know if she was tired of listening to me. But I have been showing so much more emotion than my daughter. And oh, you guys, she's been a rock, by the way. She's been so amazing because we had to clean some stuff up, and it's just me. So she helped me. So she's been so amazing. David said something funny, and I missed it. I've often cried on my lives. Then again, I don't wear mascara. Why not? You should wear mascara, David. No, I'm just kidding. You don't need to be anything but what you are. Yeah, and that's true too, Lori. Lori says that small houses require dual purpose products. TP and tissue is a good combo. Amen to that. Yes. I don't have room for boxes of tissues. But I do walk around with a grocery bag. Walk around with a grocery bag, and it carries my leftover tissues because I don't want anybody to have to deal with them. And you end up with so many. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna ask my next question, you guys, while I get while I scroll down in the comments. It says here, ha, this is good. This is good. What is your one piece of advice for everyone here? What is your one piece of advice for everyone here? Um, I know, Julie's. I'm sorry, that was so gross, you guys, but I have to. Otherwise, I keep on doing that thing, and that's gross too. So I know it's gross, and I'm sorry. But it's so much better than seeing snot running down my nose, right? Right. I mean, my red nose is bad enough. Snot running down it too? No, I'm not a toddler anymore. That just isn't cute. It's not really that cute on a toddler either. Well, Cottonelle is the softest out there, in my opinion. That's true, Fiber. Hi, Fiber Flizzy. So nice to see you here. I actually use, which I probably should get, like a roll of really soft toilet paper because we use Walmart's knockoff Charmin. You know, Charmin Strong, and Walmart has a brand that like matches that. That's what I use. Um, which is probably why I need to Vaseline my nose. Uh, Yeah, and Grady D says yes, Ambi. That's what I meant. The tears just haven't come, and that's so true. One day they may come, and um, but we all grieve differently, and it doesn't always mean tears. Yes. All right, I'm back. Thank you, Deneen. What kind of yarn would make good tissues? Oh my gosh, none of them. Well, maybe cotton because cotton absorbs a little bit better. But I can't imagine that any of them would make good because you would just like you would. This sounds really gross, but you get like blowback, right? Hang on. I'm backing up, and I'm sorry, I may skip some of them. Just as I'm glad that there are tissues and toilet paper to throw away. Can you imagine the laundry bill today? Oh my gosh, right? Judy says he's getting better. To Julie, he's getting better, staying on meds and therapy, and meds are so important. Yeah, I agree. And unfortunately, a lot of times with meds, they start to feel better and they think they don't need them. But that it's not like healing from a wound. You know, you don't get better and then you're done and you have to stop. No, you always have to take them. But you know that, Judy. I know you know that. I don't think we ever had tissues in our house growing up. Huge family is a luxury now, right? My stepdad always uses bandanas. I cannot. No, I couldn't. I couldn't. But I understand why, with the kerchief and stuff like that. But it's probably good if you need it like occasionally, right? But as much as I need it in the moments that I need it, oh, I couldn't. No. Ooh. That's right. Ursula says, yes, blame the nice chat people. Yes, I'm gonna blame y'all whenever my sister and my mom ask me why my nose is so red. I'm be like, all those people were so nice. It was horrible. They were so wonderful. It was horrible. Lori says my sister's bipolar. I tell myself when she lashes out is because she is secure in her understanding of my love for her, and that can be true. I was talking to my sister-in-law about that, and it was funny because the way that I talked to my husband, because there's some things that I absolutely would not put up with. Like he would come at me in a particular way, and it wasn't a positive way. And I would tell him, nope, nope, it's not going to happen. You need to turn around and you need to come back at me when you have a better attitude. But nope, that's not going to happen. And it was, I was the only person that he would accept that from. Like he was getting angry, and this is when he had a hurt back, so he was dealing with that on top of it too. But we were in the emergency room, the waiting room, and he's starting to build up his anger, and he was about to go off on the receptionist. And I had to tell him, nope, nope, because he's like, I have a broken back. They should take me right away, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nope, you know what your pain is, but you don't know their pain. So you need to stop and you need to chill out. I know you hurt, but it's not her fault. And like I said, his sister would tell me that I was the only person that he would take that from, because otherwise, anybody else saying that to him was just being bossy. But he would listen to me and he would say, "Okay, you're right. Okay," and that's when he's medicated. Medication's so important. But anyway, enough about that. We all have our ups and downs, right? I got my issues. I eat too dang much. I like my carbs. What happened? People love me so hard I cried. Yeah, exactly, Lori. They love me so hard they made me cry. They're horrible. Exactly, Lori. Right, Ginger, my dad carried a handkerchief. Never wanted to blow boogers in it. Ew. Yes. Ew. I agree. I'm on the same. I'm horrible at expressing hard emotions. Yes. And it's not it's I guess it's not easy for anybody, but some people have a better time with it. I tend to want to run away from it. Chiquita's here. Hi Chiquita, how are you? She says it really is suffer from depression, but I'm sure but I take my meds. Yeah, and it helps, and it's hard to stay on it when you think that, hey, they've helped. I'm good now. Judy says to Ginger, my father also used snot rags, and my husband carried ones in pocket every day. Fabric, not tissues. I can't. Karen says to Lori, I think we do tend to take things out on our loved ones. We know that they will be there. Yes. And, even as regular anger and regular frustrations, you take out on your loved ones. Um, and what was it? I told my mom once because I think I was upset about something and I was angry and crying and my mom is saying, uh, was telling me, uh, I needed help. This I was going. My brother-in-law at the time was not a nice person, but anyway, so I was going through some of that, and my mom said that to me, and finally I looked at her and I said, "No, I am here with my family. If I want to express my emotions, I do not need to hold them in. I am okay with that. Are you okay with that?" So, but my mom is of the school of thought that, we try to keep things in check and keep control of ourselves, which you do, you want to up to a point at work, but when you're with your family, let loose. You know what I'm saying? um Divergent Crafter says PTSD can get better, Judy. It takes a lot of hard work, and with those with PTSD get frustrated and angry because the trauma that led to the PTSD was not their fault. Yes. And honestly, with my husband too, it was the doctor called it PTSD. And what ended up happening, you guys, about 4 years ago, his father died. Not his father, his grandmother died, and his grandmother was like his second mother. She lived with him. She was whereas his mom was the disciplinarian. His grandmother was the one that was the open arms, the loving, the non-disciplinarian mom. Okay, so so she passed away, and then in that within just a few days of that, he um he was talking to his father who had dementia, and his father forgot him in the middle of the conversation. He asked him how his sons were, which we only have a daughter. So that actually created a psychotic break. Those two traumatic events happening so close together, which led to our current time. But we were working through it. We were doing good. Uh, Amby says she'd like to us about some abuse, and I think I missed part of that conversation, Amby. So forgive me on that one. Fiber Floozy says, "Live for today." Yes. Live every day. That's her advice. Live for today. Amen to that. Karen says, "Live every day like it's your last because we aren't promised tomorrow." Yes. And Alice said the same thing with me as far as the what yarn would make the best the best tissue is cotton. I think so too because it's absorbent. And I knew you would say that, Julie. Julie says, look for the beauty in every day. Ah, so freaking Luli, right? Jen says, I remember getting my grandma's chair after she passed. It was full of snot rags. Oh my gosh, no! You're like, thanks, Grandma. Just inhale, then exhale, and that's what they tell us in therapy. Yes, yes, and just kind of, you take in your tension when you inhale, and you let it go when you exhale. Right? Bella says, be the change you wish to see in the world. Yes. Divergent Crafter says, treat yourself as you would a loved person in your life. You do deserve that kindness. And Amby says, glad she is finally away from him. And just a little bit I read of the conversation. I'm glad too, Amby. And I need to go back and see that. Lori, you're so funny. Lori says, advice, buy the damn yarn. And Ursula says, share, because you do not realize it may be helping someone else in their situation. That's my piece of advice. That's a good one. I like that. So don't be afraid to be open. That's the way I'm reading that. Don't be afraid to be open. David says, advice, you do you. Be you. Think for yourself. That's right, David. You do you, boo. Jen says, always be true to yourself. Anvita says, don't sacrifice today in hopes of a better tomorrow. Yes. There's some good advice, and it just jumped up. I'm going back up here. Where am I at? Where am I at? All right, here we go. Judy says to Divergent Grafter, I agree. He has been working so hard for a decade and is better and can now function in society. Yes. And Jamie says, thumbs up is my advice. Thanks. Thumbs up, people. Thank you. Amby says, well, it's been years and years. Okay, good, Amby, but still, that's still a traumatic event. And, and my sister was talking to me about stuff because my mom, she tends to, instead of outwardly being emotional, she tends to do, right? She does get outwardly emotional sometimes, and she's gotten better about it as she's gotten older, but she tends to do. She wants to clean. She wants to move. She has to do. And my mom is the poster child for ADHD, but was never diagnosed. Trust me. If you meet her, you will know what I'm talking about. Anyway, and my sister was telling me that the cleaning is a trauma response, that it's a way for you to control something in your life. And it was funny because after the initial event of me finding my husband and all that stuff, the first thing that I wanted to do, say like 8 hours later after just that initial wash, I wanted to scrub the house, like clean it, like take a sponge and just scrub the house. Now, granted, we need to clean it because we got so many animals, and it's just been me doing stuff. But anyway, and my daughter even started to feel the same way, and I can see that where you need to control something, you know. Chiquita says, always be kind to others because you never know what they're going through. Amen to that. You do not know their story. You do as much as you think you do. You don't. You do not know their internal story. Oh, Amy, no, you are not. So Amy's saying it's been 2 years and nothing. I feel like a bad granddaughter. No, you are not. Mm-mm. You process differently. Not everybody outwardly shows emotion. Not everybody does. And that's okay. You are not bad. Not at all. You grieve. You grieve just in your own personal way. You grieve. Trust me. And my daughter was having kind of the same questions because um the initial stuff that we went through, she cried for that, and she cried a little bit the next day, into the next day. But she really hasn't cried. She may have cried in her room, but she really hasn't cried. And she just was talking to me about that. Like she thought that might have been weird. I'm like, no, No, it's not. It's just that that's you, baby. It's okay. It's okay. That has nothing to do with the love that you felt for your dad. Nothing at all. Nancy says June 28th, I lost my brother, and 18 days later, I lost my dad. Here for you, Mel, and everyone. Thank you so much, Nancy. That's hard. That's a lot of loss in just in less than a month. That's really hard. I can't even imagine, Nancy. Mwah. I mean, seriously, that's tough. I know it was like over a month ago, but I just know that, well, right around a month ago. Wow. I'm sure you sharing with us to me is helping others go through stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. David says, fine Irish linen makes great handkerchiefs. Does it? I still couldn't do a handkerchief. I just couldn't. Yeah, Ginger says, live in the moment. Keep a heart full of gratitude and love. Keep a heart full of gratitude and love. Amen to that. Yes. I don't know about live in the moment. I need to plan. But you are so good at living in the moment. Don't dwell on the past. I mean, seriously. And I'm not saying don't remember the past, but don't dwell on it. If it creates a negative space in your head, don't dwell on it. Move on. If it creates a positive space in your head, then maybe dwell on it a little bit. But pick and choose what you dwell on. Look for the good in everything and not the bad. Live each day to the fullest. Amen to that one. I love that. Judy says he's 37 years old and worked for 4 years as an EMT. That's where part of the PTSD comes from. So he knows not to just stop taking his meds. So that's good. That is really good. That's like huge. He stays in touch with his psychiatrist regularly. Amen to that. I made Ursula laugh. I don't know why anymore, but I made Ursula laugh. Yay! I didn't think about germs back in those days, and that's true too. That's true too, and also too. And they, yeah, I can see that with the handkerchiefs and stuff. Denise says, I believe my son has something like bipolar. He got medication for anxiety. He stopped taking it because he didn't think he needed it. Convinced him he did. Been about 2 months, totally better. Oh, you know what though? Here's the thing with anxiety meds. Those are the meds that and depression you absolutely cannot just stop taking because it actually alters you can get suicidal. My daughter did that with anxiety meds, and no, those are ones that you have to wean off of. If you decide that you don't need them anymore, you gotta wean. It's so important. I know it sounds crazy, but so important. You just don't realize that a med can do that to you. Linda says, if you see your loved one suddenly stop taking meds and get them back on them. Withdrawals are the worst. Exactly. Yes, medication is extremely important. Amby says, trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all of thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's beautiful, Amby. Ginger says, I know what you mean about the needs, Mel. I'm a completely different person if I don't take my meds. Yes. Yeah, it's very different. And then even still with meds, especially with psychotropic meds, um, understand that likely you're going to hit a hiccup and you're going to have to make adjustments every 3 to 6 months. You're going to have to make some sort of adjustments, either moving to a different med, changing the milligrams that you're taking. But yeah, you have to do that too. So you have to keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. It's Anyway, I know too much about it probably that I should. But hey, we all have our things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, those handkerchiefs. Don't know how we lived before tissues, yucky. Exactly. I'm with you, Ursula. Oh my gosh. I can say things to my sister no one else can. I think it's something to do with me being the baby sister. Oh, that could. That could. Or she just respects you. And there's different respects that we have for different people. Deneen says he's only 20. I get the worst of it because he knows I will always be there, and I will. Yep, I got the worst of it. Me and his mother would get the worst of the when the lashing outs would happen. And his sister would get it some too, but of the three of us, I would probably be number one. His mom was number two, and his sister was number three as far as what we would get. But we get each other, so it actually helped the three of us, I think, bond a little bit more. Okay, I once told my husband, "You treat me this way because you think I'm not going anywhere. If you treat your brother, friend, employer like that, they get rid of you." So I can relate. Yes. And sometimes people just need to be reminded of that, including myself. Trust me, I've had my fits of temper. I have had my fits of temper, and I've had to be checked. I'm not perfect like Julie, and Julie would yell at me, "I'm not perfect." Yes, Deneen, I tell my son there is no one in the world that will love you as much as we do. Amen to that. David says, I didn't know until recently that there are different types of bipolar. I didn't either until I got my husband's official diagnosis. And I'm going to blow my nose again, you guys. Sorry. It's kind of not as gross as it was before, but I had to do it. I had to do it. I had to. Okay. I have PTSD and ADHD. This is from Divergent Crafter. I have PTSD and ADHD, which makes finding meds at work impossible. So instead, I take supplements and try to be self aware so that I can be aware of what's going on and prepare for my lows. That's great if that works for you. And also having people around you that can help you stay checked. That's amazing. I hope you have a good support system around you, Divergent Crafter. Lori says sometimes it's a real burden. And you guys, I'm saying all this stuff, right? I am not a medical professional. I just need to put that out there. So not a medical professional. I am just you know, putting my 2 cents in there as somebody who was a wife of someone who struggled from time to time. And you guys, that is not the reason for his death. And I'm not going to talk about why he died, but that is not the reason for his death. He was in a very, very good place when he died. Lori says sometimes it's a real burden to be that one person for people. Oh, yes. Not only do they depend on you to be that touchstone, but everyone else around them depends on it too. Oh, yes. Amen to that. So, 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 so true. Judy says ladies' handkerchiefs used to be made from crochet thread. Oh, okay. Being the person everyone leans on means there are few to lean on for that person. Bella says that, and yeah, that's true. And you have to find your own. The live miss out. Okay, so pop. Okay, no, go ahead and pop out. So I usually run until about 2 p.m. East. No, not two. One. I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So it runs about 2 hours, Bella. So if you need to pop out for a minute, go ahead. I'm still going to be here in about. We've got what 45 more minutes. Not 45. 25 more minutes. Oh, thank you again, Grant, Ursula. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I didn't even see that come through. I don't know why. For some reason, it doesn't pop up for me. Sometimes. Let's see here. Kitty cat. I'm not gonna go all the way back up. I keep getting behind. So my grandfather's been the hardest loss so far. Yeah, Bella, I get that. Before all this happened, my grandmother was my worst. I lived with my grandmother for 5 years. I seem to live places for 5 years and then I moved, but I lived with my grandmother for 5 years in Charleston. I lost my grandmother at 7, my mom at 11, and my daughter at 26. Oh my god. Oh, I can't even imagine, Evelyn. Wow. I found that sharing my story makes a huge difference. I can't even imagine, Evelyn. The mom, well, the grandmother and mom, those are both tough. But the daughter, I can't. I would be shattered. So I'm glad that you do share. Wow. Linda says, great inspirational comments. I have a service dog that I carry in a purse. It has the regular SD tags, and I added a not all disabilities are seen. Yes, ma'am. Amen to that. And Dawn says here, and this is so true, Dawn. I agree with you. Ro may be hiding her emotions from you at this time, or may need to do it alone, like my daughter when we lost my mom. It may happen during an annual event when she realizes he is not there. Yes, we actually had that discussion, which made me get a little emotional. That the not not that maybe it was that night. Yeah, that night. She was getting upset, and she said, I keep thinking about all the firsts. She kept thinking about my birthday's gonna come and he's not gonna be there, and all the stuff. And I said, honey, there's gonna be a lot of firsts, and each one's gonna get a little bit easier, but none of them are gonna be easy. So we had that conversation. And then another conversation that we had was talking about uh what is it? Uh what we wanted to do with his ashes. Uh and so we had that conversation and we have a plan on what to do with that too. So that's probably going to be an emotional time for both of us, which we are it's funny, we're going to be going to a park um where he loved to walk his dog Sammy, and we call her over, but she ended up stepping on the other dogs. Sammy. So Sammy was his dog. I think Sammy was actually there with him when he passed away. And we're going to take her with us. And there's this park and this river that he used to love, and he wanted to fish on that river. And so that's probably where most of his ashes. We're saving a little bit because we're getting necklaces to put his ashes in. Ah, so and that one was thinking of my daughter in pain. So that's what that was about. And sorry for blowing my nose again, you guys. Um, Amby says I have anxiety. I'm a totally different person when I don't take my meds. Yep. Well, and when you roll off of them, so you're one person when you don't take meds at all. You're one person when you're on them, and when you just stop them and you don't wean off of them, you're a totally different person. Totally, totally different person. Sorry, you guys. So sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Um. All right. Anyway. Oh my God, my nose is so red. I'm gonna have to put more makeup on. Um. Yeah. Okay. And that's what my daughter was on Paxil when she stopped taking it. Paxil is the worst, you guys. Now it helped her a lot when she was taking it, but coming off of it, not a good thing. Not a good thing if you don't wean off of it. Yeah. So Ginger says I cold turkeyed my Paxil, went crazy, blacked out, and woke up in the hospital. Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Amby says, I feel so sad for my sister. She had such hard stuff happen to her and around her and in her life. But just be there for her. That's all you can do. Um, yeah, and Ginger says, yes, Evelyn, sharing is important to healing. All right. Okay. I listened to you, and you are amazing, Mom. Hats off to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Evelyn says, I'm so sorry. I didn't cry when my mom died. I also felt like I didn't understand why. It wasn't until later that I started openly crying about the loss of my mom. Yeah. And you end up crying. It's not so much about the death. It's so much about the what you didn't have. I think sometimes. Oh, that's interesting. So Bev says, coincidence. I talk about mental health on my latest video. That's awesome. So you guys check that out. Um, Artful Ashes is great for beautiful items that have ashes in it. Oh, I need to check that out. Maybe I need to look at that. But we found a dragonfly because my husband he was a bug man for many years. He ended up having to get out of that profession, but his knowledge of bugs was just astronomical. It was amazing. There was people that were still coming to him even though he got out of the business for advice on what to do about things or for identification. He ran an identification group on Facebook. He had a lot of people connect with him on Facebook. He had like 3,000 friends. Who has 3,000 friends? My husband. But it's also because of his strong political views, which we won't get into because everybody has different political views, and I didn't nearly have the same strong, passionate views that he did. But anyway, so back to it. He actually was a certified entomologist, associate entomologist, And so we found a dragonfly one that both me and my daughter are going to get and put a little bit of his ashes in. Thanks, Amby. This life's been so amazing for you. Well, thank you, Amby. I feel a little bit of a turmoil here and I feel like a hot freaking mess, but I'm so glad that it was helpful to you. Thank you. And Karen says to Bella, I've seen where people put ashes into necklaces and even rings made. I thought about a ring, by the way, but I have his wedding band, which thank God for that, because honestly, I lost my wedding band. I had to take it off because I got too fat. So I had to take it off, and I've kept it in my wallet for many, many years. And then my last wallet changed because my last wallet was falling apart and I needed a new one. I think I accidentally threw it away. So I lost my wedding band. But I have his wedding band, so I will probably wear it on the necklace with the dragonfly. David says I was hospitalized and delirious myself when my mom died. That's hard. It is hard. I don't. Yeah, this year was the first year since then that I was reasonably healthy and coherent for Mother's Day. I am so. I'm not happy for you that you lost your mother. I know that eventually we all end up losing our mothers, and I don't think it'll ever be easy. But I am so glad that you were able to make it through Mother's Day this year. So glad. And Lori says, when I lost my mom, my kids were so amazing at taking care of me. I found out later they had their emotional times with other people in the family. Oh, thank goodness. Well, and I will tell you, my husband's sister, my sister-in-law, Jill, has been amazing for my daughter. Amazing. I can't even tell you how grateful I am for her, because she'll call her and just chat with her just to make sure she's doing okay. She calls Rowan more than she calls me. No, Stella, get. I have some flowers that somebody sent to me, and Stella's chewing on them. That's what that was about. I'll just show you. Uh, Let me show you these flowers. You guys, I need a massage, but I hate massages. Okay, ignore the mess. But look at those. Aren't they gorgeous? And I got some other plants that somebody sent to me, but I haven't taken a good picture of them yet. And my cats have been chewing on that too. And when I want, oh, here. Whoa! Uh, Ro, Stella just knocked the flowers down. Yeah. So can you please help with that?
Thanks, Stella.
Thank you.
Really?
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, David. This yarn community is amazing. I'm not going to read that out loud, Ursula, but thank you so much for saying that. And because if I read that out loud, I'm going to get emotional again. So, yeah, the yarn community helped. David says the yarn community helped me through. I had a marathon of live streams and we talked a lot about puppies. Yes. And Granny D says that's great. Your sister-in-law has been there for your daughter through this. Oh my gosh, she has been amazing. She calls you. Does she call you at least every other day, right? Yeah. She's been just amazing. Now she checks in with me on Facebook Messenger and stuff like that, but she also knows I'm not big on talking on the phone. In part because I do this and because my job is customer service and all that stuff. So she just touches base, but she calls Ro and talks to Rhoda all the time, and I love that. I love that. It's so amazing. Excuse me. Hi, Johnny. How are you? So nice to see you. Hello. um. Okay. So. Yeah, bless you, David. Did what Mel said. Just said. I don't even know what I just said. About the yarn. I think it was about the yarn community just being amazing, or something. I don't remember. But oh no. Then I'm glad that you had a good year. I'm so glad. Um. Yeah, that's so true, Lori, and that's what I wanted my life to be about. So it says, Lori says, Mel, your Saturday morning live is about building a community. This open sharing of your experience and emotion fits right into that purpose. Don't apologize, my friend. Thank you so much for understanding that. And that's an acute understanding of what I want my Saturday morning lives to be is the community aspect of it. Because I could come in here with themes and stuff like that, but I do that with yarn hookers, and I love that, and I love yarn hookers for that purpose. But I want my Saturday mornings to always be about because this yarn community, if you guys are new to it, you will experience how amazing this yarn community is. We support each other. It is rare that I have gotten into a situation where I felt was negative because of the community. Very, very rare. And it's just been an amazing community. Ooh, Ambi's got another question, you guys. Ambi, what's your question? Granny D says, I am also not big on talking the phone much or even texting very much. My mama used to live on the phone. My eldest daughter had my mama's ringtone set to the Imperial March on her phone. Yes, Terry, this yarn community is a life community. And Ambi says they're the most amazing community. And honestly, Ambi, you're in two communities. So Ambi's in the yarn tuber community as well as the booktuber community. And the booktuber community I am finding is just as wonderful as the yarn tuber community. Now, I because I follow a lot of booktubers, um, for the type of reading that I do. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Lori says, I love you so much, Mel. You are a huge part of the family I have chosen for myself. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're making me a little glassy eyed again, Lori. Again, you're going to be one of those horrible people that made me cry because you were so nice. uh, this community and all of our yarny friends are so wonderful. Amen to that. Yes, I agree. I agree so much. Um, okay, so we are at, ooh, I got about 15 minutes. So I'm going to ask you guys, well, Ambi's got to ask her question. Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's Ambi's question. And so answer Ambi's question and then also answer what is the last thing that you fell in love with? That is my last question. So, what is the last thing you fell in love with? And then Abby's question is, what is something you believe in that you know isn't real, but it is? I believe, for me, I believe in spirits. I don't think that we just waste away. And I'm not getting religious here, and I know a lot of you are very religious, but I mean on a different level. Like I believe in spiritual energy. I believe that spiritual energy can it's not even about heaven or hell. It's like your spiritual energy can affect others' spiritual energy, and so that's what I mean. Lori says Santa Claus. Ursula says, "What is the last thing I fell in love with?" I think that is yarn, or maybe it's yarn. Yarn Geek says astrology. Astrology. And Laura says, "I believe in spirits as well." Aw. And Granny D says, "I agree, Mel. Ditto. Yes." And the last thing that Ginger fell in love with was yarn. And Julie says, I'm still here putting away groceries. So thanks for being here, Julie. I appreciate it. Uh, and Terry says, yes, spiritual energy. A great way to put it. Thank you, Terry. David says, I believe in beauty as a connection to the divine. I don't care, WTF, you consider divine, but for me, beauty is the connection. And everybody has their own perception of beauty. So, and finding that beauty in just the littlest things, yeah, I totally see that. And it's like what you're saying there, David, is even bigger and deeper than what it says on the surface level. Yeah, it's huge. Dawn says justice. She believes in justice, and a lot of people don't believe in that. Oh my gosh, and I love your diamond painting, Laura. I love it. Laura says the last thing I fell in love with was diamond painting. Divergent Crafter says I believe in spirits and communication from the hereafter. And the last thing I fell in love with is YouTube yarn community. Yes, Jen. Yes. A home isn't so great, so it's my escape. I am sorry to hear that, and if there's any way that we can help you with that, you just let us know, Jen. Okay. Um, and yeah, Ursula says, yeah, beauty's in the eye of the beholder for sure. And Ambi says, our spirits are energy and energy transfers. Yes, thank you, Ambi. Exactly. Chiquita says, I fell in love with yarn. David says, I'm actually working on a blog post / essay about this very subject. Oh, cool. Maribel says, I believe in karma. You know what, Maribel? I'm with you on that one. I believe in karma as well. And honestly, I feel like that's connected back to like the energy, like you're saying, the energy transfer, the spiritual, what you put out is what you get back. So if you're putting out negative, yeah, karma's going to happen and you're going to get it back. I fell in love with a plant. I believe in love. I can't see it, but I am dang sure it is real. Yes. Crouchy Chat says, well, whatever. Whoops. Well, whatever about spiritual energy, existing is energy itself. If you exist, you have a positive and wonderful impact on the world in one way or another. The last thing I fell in love with was humanity. Oh, I love that, Alice. I love it. Hi, Sunita. Sunita says, I have been here. Melanie, you're strong and encouraging. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Sunita. I appreciate that. Proverbs 31 Yarn says, hi, God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, Proverbs 31. Thank you. Vicky says, I believe that also, Mel. I've been thinking about my mom a lot lately, and I have a clock that batteries have been dead for a while. It started back running a couple of weeks ago, and at the correct time. That's that's amazing. Bev says, a few years ago, I went on a search for the meaning of life, or at least something. Oh, hang on. It popped up on me. Or at least something that made sense to me. I found a quote by Deepak Chopra. And if I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. Kathy Ann says, just going to say that Maribel karma, treat others as you'd like to be treated. Kathy Ann says she was just going to say that karma, treat others as you would like to be treated. Jen says just being here is helpful for me. I'm so glad to hear that, Jen, or read that. Thank you so much. Okay, I am at 152. Ooh, you know what? I need to make sure that my Nightbot is working. And it's not. Gosh darn it. Come on, Nightbot. So it registers. And if anybody's in the chat and they haven't just pinged it a little bit, make sure you do that here soon. Let's see. All right, I'm going to read some more comments and I'm going to come back and check and make sure. You know what it is, you guys? I have to remember to come to Nightbot and just kind of do a refresh before I come in here so that it registers the chat going. Yep, there it goes. Okay, it's going. All right. So if you haven't said anything, make sure you guys say something so that you're entered into the drawing. And thank you so much. Proverbs 31 says, sorry for the loss of my husband. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. The last thing I fell in love with was my newest grandson. Oh, congratulations. Oh my gosh, I love babies. Believe, collective consciousness, connectivity of human nature. Yes, yes. You know what, Lori? And this is the geek in me, but it's related to that. I when somebody asks what I believe sometimes, and don't get me wrong, I have been raised in religion, and I do carry the religious bones in my body. But if anybody asks what I believe in, I usually say the force. And it's something similar to that collective consciousness or the connectivity of human nature. That's what, the force. Anyway. Wanda says, I believe in spirits also. Ambi says, I believe in Santa Claus, unicorns, and fairies. Yay! I love that. That's why I love you, Ambi. Maribel, and I've seen that great of you. So cute. No, Stella, you've already knocked over the flowers. Hey, bro, can you make sure there's water in those flowers? Last thing I fell in love with was my great nephew. And Bev says something about the meaning of life, the expansion of happiness that made a lot of sense to me. Ooh, I love that. I totally, and Amy says, I totally believe what David is saying about beauty. Yes, ma'am. Carol says, I lost my little sister 21 years ago when she was 34. That's hard. This is such a great life. I need to be involved. Live, I need to be involved with today. Would have been her 52nd birthday. Oh my gosh, that hits hard on those birthdays. Yeah. Oh, last thing I fell in love with is making stitch markers. That's awesome, Ambi. I love that. Yes, I believe in spirits also says Susan K. And welcome, Susan K. I fell in love with my pup. Oh, I love puppies. I love puppies. And people are pinging. Ping, ping, ping. Thank you. And then a heart at Carol Clark. Oh, I totally believe what David. Okay, I read that. Ping, 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 ping. Everybody's pinging. Thank you. Love you, Mel. Thank you, Granny D. I appreciate it. Michelle says something. Aw, 0. LOL. Thanks for a great live, Mel. Oh, it's my pleasure. I love, and I'm so glad that you guys came today. I appreciate everyone's. I fell in love with my grandbaby Emmy. Yes, Emmy's so cute. Jen says it's like whoever said it before. This is the family that I got to pick. Yes, Lori said that, and that's so true. I love the family that I've picked. Unicorns and mermaids, says Zilla. Or Bella, rather. I'm using that. I believe in the force, Anita. Right? I believe in the force. Um, Angie says, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I can relate. However, I think you are the strongest woman to talk about loss. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I also believe in spirits. I believe in spirits. They watch over us. Take care. Thank you so much, Angie. Mwah, thank you. I really appreciate that. John says, the last thing I fell in love with is accepting people's gratitude as genuine. Yes. That is hard. That is hard. Frenchie says, hugs. It's been awesome being here for the last 2 hours. Hugs. Dodo, hi, Dodo, says, this has been the best community ever to be a part of. Amen to that. Lori says, Mel, my husband and son just walked through and asked me to send their condolences. Oh, love to them. Love to them. Thank you. Amy says, Bella, I believe in mermaids too. Yeah, and Ginger says, you all are my sisters. Vicky says, my grandma used to use an Ouija board, but when my mom came into the room, it would stop and go back to no. Oh, hey, Deanna, so nice to see you. Hello, hello. I only have just a few minutes left. I'm about to do my drawing. Um, I didn't show them too often, but I will show here real quick right before I do the drawing. Whoever wins the drawing, they can pick from one of these, and I do send them internationally because they're small and they really don't cost that much to send internationally. So you can choose from these felt coasters. You can choose from this tassel, and the rest are all going to be buttons. They're all buttons. So I have patriotic, if you're in the U.S., patriotic little star buttons, little kitty heads, and then I call them firefly buttons. And then I don't know. I may end up keeping these if they don't get chosen this time because I really kind of like them. I may have to buy another pack. But these little flower buttons, and oh, my head is killing me. I need to take a ibuprofen. These wooden buttons, and it's killing me from smiling, and then from the sinuses. That's why it's killing me, you guys. All right, and then this big giant button, which I know David loves, and these little forest friends, super duper cute. They're called forest babies, magical unicorns, and kitties, and that's it. That's it. So that is what you can choose from. Now, give me a minute, and so I can get back to my controls and do the drawing itself. I I can't take a nap. Oh my gosh, I wish I could, but I'm going to lunch with my sister and my mom next, Ginger. 1:30. I'm meeting them at this local like kind of 50s spot where they sell shakes and burgers and stuff like that. I'm doing that next. All right, so. Oh, I want to read what Wanda says. A few months after my first husband passed, I woke up in the middle of the night. He was standing by the bed, letting me know he was watching over me. I was at ease and went back to sleep. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, the coasters are adorable. Adorable. All right, I'm going to go ahead and, because you heard that, it's 1 o'clock. All right, let me go ahead and, where's it at? Where's it at? I need to do my drum roll. Abby, wait a minute. Didn't you win the last time? What? And I know that you gifted me with your winning. So I want you to pick something. Please, 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 please. You pick something. I think you won last time, didn't you? On my last live, right? Congratulations, Amby. I love it. Congratulations. So Nightbot has decided that you must pick something this time. Yes, that's what I thought. You must pick something this time, Amby. You must. And I'm going to send it to you. Okay, please. Pretty please. Please, please, please. I'm sorry. My mom's texting me with where we're going to be finishing up. 5. Now, then, headed out. Okay. Yes, Crafty Chats won. Yeah, something like that. Maybe three weeks ago. I don't know, something like that. But you guys, congratulations to Amby. Yay. So send me an email, pick one, and then I want you to and then let me know how to get it sent to you. But you guys, thank you all so much for being here today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this community. I know that some of you have donated to the GoFundMe that my sister has put out there for me. So I just I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. And I just I hope that if anything, I can be there for you the way that you all have been here for me. So, mwah. I see that, Amby. Look, you're so generous. You're such a love. Oh my gosh. You're such a love. And I get my buttons from Walmart, you guys. That's pretty much where I get my buttons from Walmart. Thanks, Angie, so much. Thank you. Uh, but I have got to get going. My mom is waiting on me now. It looks like she's like get here at 1:30 or as soon as you can. Okay, mom. Maybe she's hungry. All right, and I will tell Rowan that you said hi, Judy, and she loves the shawl that you sent. And you guys, I will see you tonight, 5 p.m. same channel, and we're gonna have Yarn Hookers live. Okay, now that one's good. I'm gonna please help me, please help me in keeping my cool because that's a little bit different type of formatting, and this is about open community, and I don't mind losing my cool a little bit here, but and I know my ladies wouldn't mind if I lost my cool a little bit in the live tonight, but just stop being nice to me. Anyway, you guys are all amazing. It was so nice to be here, and thank you all so much. And I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye because I could stay here for another hour. I'm gonna say goodbye. You guys have an amazing day. Bye, you guys. Mwah.